Well, just like to welcome Ali, who's the CEO of the City of Greater Geelong. Ali, welcome.
Thank you.
Now, the City of Greater Geelong and the Geelong Chamber have been partners for quite some time. How important is that partnership to the city?
Well, I hear that we've been partners for more than quite some time because I know our Economic Development Officer has been at least on the awards for 7 years, and it may be even longer than a decade, our partnership. So it's incredibly important because, we're here to support our thriving businesses and it's a really good opportunity not to do things in isolation. And that's your core remit. So, really looking forward to partnering where we can and continuing that great relationship.
No, that's great. And look, I think over the last probably 6 to 7 months, we've had a look at the partnership and what we can achieve. We ran a really successful co-branded Geelong Small Business Festival, so we're looking forward to that. What are some of the other components do you think that the two organisations can work towards in terms of building that economic and business development for the region?
Yeah, sure. And I just missed that festival. I think it was on the week before I started, and unfortunately I couldn't get down to see it. But I know that was hugely successful, and it's those opportunities that we really want to lean into more. So where we can partner, we absolutely will partner. So in terms of our aims and objectives, we're completely aligned. We want to see businesses be successful. We want to see them not have to go through too many revolving doors, sort of like a one-stop shop. So I think there's so many opportunities that, warrant a really good discussion about, that partnership, but also who does what and who's best placed to do those things. So from small businesses right through to international attraction and investment for our great city.
We speak a lot about the growth and the prosperity of Geelong as a whole. What role is the city playing in terms of that future, and what are some of the key initiatives or objectives in future that you're really looking to drive?
We're just finalising or updating our advocacy framework, and that's going to have an international, national, regional, state and local approach to that. So I think there's a really good opportunity for the city to be quite outwardly focused, be ambitious. We are the best regional city in Australia, so we have to be absolutely showcasing ourselves at every opportunity. We've got great partnerships with a lot of countries. We have many delegations into the city. They come into this very space that we're in, wanting to seek meetings with our mayor. And they're obviously from countries where there's already significant investment. So, for example, Korea, but there's lots of other countries and big entities that want to invest in Geelong. And so we're known, but there's areas and probably countries and also around Australia where we're not as known as what we could be. So that's an area where we can seek to develop and partner again with the Chamber.
Another area that we're leaning into is the sustainable circular economy, and you can probably add into that innovation, and we're blessed with having the likes of Gordon and Deakin to be able to partner on that research and development. What do you think the Chamber and also the city can do to help foster that ecosystem, focusing on some of those key areas and making sure we've got organisations and businesses supported in those emerging spaces?
Well, I think there's an education element as well, but also not coming from a place where we do it best. So we've got a very big aspiration in terms of being wanting to be net zero by 2030. So everything that we're doing at the city is striving towards that. So how do we support our communities and businesses to also be net zero? What are the companies and industries that are absolutely leading practice? What can we learn from? And how do we support them and enable them to flourish here at the City of Greater Geelong?
With a huge amount of growth happening in the region, what are some of the triggers that we look for when it comes to the measuring of economic growth and development?
Employment is obviously key, and very pleased to say that we're up 10%. So that's a positive trajectory that we want to continue, and all things are indicating that we will, as we're going to see over $17 billion is in the pipeline for infrastructure coming in for the City of Greater Geelong, and that's unheard of. So that's really putting the city on the map. It's, by international standards and of course national standards. So we've got a very strong aspiration to be, Australia's best regional city. We're a city of international renown, and really want to celebrate that. And that's what excites the 2,850 people who work for the City of Greater Geelong. So we also take our responsibility as a major employer in the City of Greater Geelong too. So we've got a Back to the Office program happening at the moment. So all of the executive who I'm delighted to have recruited for will be 100% office-based. And whilst the vast majority, actually 70% of our employees are always office-based, it may not be at work in EL, they're out in the field, they're at childcare centres, they're at leisure centres, but we'll be moving towards 60% office-based in the new year, which is great for innovation, it's great for collaboration, it's great for attraction and recruitment of our people as well. That's what people want in general. They want a bit of a mix, to have that flexibility of working from home when it's appropriate, but we're social creatures by nature. So really looking forward to seeing that come through in the new year.
So the Geelong Chamber represents pretty much any size of business and across all industries. What are you seeing out there at the moment that's exciting you across business?
Of course, there's always our small businesses, and there's 21,000 small businesses in the City of Greater Geelong. Mm-hmm. And from an industry perspective, what's really exciting is obviously the creative class that's coming in with that. So Geelong is a creative city, so we're really seeing that come in and quite markedly so since COVID, which is great. And I think that that's because people see the City of Greater Geelong as a great opportunity not only to work but also to live and be inspired as well. Of course, clean tech is huge, and advanced manufacturing, health, education. We're really blessed here to be surrounded by some of, world-class educational institutions from, the higher education sector, but also really, really good colleges where people feel that they can come and, invest and bring up their families in the City of Greater Geelong because there's choice.
Geelong is designated as a UNESCO City of Design. We often talk about what that means and how we can leverage that from a business community perspective. But what does that mean from the city's perspective?
For me, in a nutshell, it's recognition on an international scale. So what we get because of that designation is we get huge interest from other cities around the world. And as a result, just this year alone, we've had 17 delegations. And it also puts things at the top of mind. So when we're going through to anything that we're designing or collaborating with, and because of UNESCO International City of Design, we've had over 20 countries come and visit us here in the last year alone. So that opportunity to, showcase Geelong on the international stage can't be surpassed.
We're obviously looking forward to expanding the strategic partnership that we have and building out a whole lot more initiatives for the City of Greater Geelong. Yeah. So just wanted to thank you for your time today.
Pleasure.
Obviously, people can reach out to the City of Greater Geelong if they've got any questions.
They certainly
or to the
can.
Chamber.
Yeah.
And we'll obviously be seeing you soon.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Thanks, Ali.